And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 93 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I am your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus, where you can buy us some virtual beers.
We will happily drink them.
Yes, deliciousness. It is the season. 'Tis the season.
'Tis the season for stouts.
Yes. And everything else, really.
Yeah.
And don't forget to hit the website up, hansonsonhiatus.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can visit our merch store. You can become a monthly fucky supporter.
Yes.
Which we are switching over to Patreon. So just here in a couple weeks. But it's already up on the website. So you can go there if you want to be a monthly supporter. You can go there. You can donate $1 a month to be a little fucky. You can do $5 a month to be a medium fucky, or you can be a big old fucky with $10 a month.
Love it.
And we want to thank our newest big old fuckies, Tom, Cindy, and Bali.
Yes.
They're the newest members of the fucky group.
They are. There's a big old fuckies. Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah. And also at the website, hansonsonhiatus.com, you have the links to all the podcasts. You have the merch store, which you have a bunch of new designs, right?
Tons of designs. Holiday, Christmas, New Year's Eve, puggy stuff, beer stuff, fucky stuff, all sorts of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Stuffy stuff.
And as usual, like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus.
We are there.
We are there. And obviously Spotify and YouTube are the ones where you can watch the video casts. Every episode is video casted.
You can watch us in our studio.
Yeah. So AKA our kitchen table, AKA our office, yes. AKA our living room.
So many things.
Oh, shoot. So, this is kind of our Christmas episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Because Christmas is Tuesday
Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday, right?
Christmas
or
Eve
Christmas
is
Eve.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. So, so next Friday it'll be after Christmas, but before New Year's.
It will.
And is New Year's the same? Is it Tuesday?
It's the same. New Year's Eve is Tuesday, and the New Year's Day is Wednesday.
Right.
Which sucks. It's during the week, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess people get it off, so that's fine.
Yeah, I always hate when it's like at the beginning of the week, because then I think you don't. I guess you don't get Monday off typically, but then you would get maybe Tuesday and Wednesday off, but then you have to go back to work for Thursday and Friday, which I guess, hey, it's better than nothing, but it just sucks that you have to go like Monday.
Yeah.
Should be you get Monday off, Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Wednesday, and then maybe go back Thursday and Friday.
Just give the whole week off.
Right?
Come on.
It's the holidays.
No one's being productive. You got your employees there. No one's doing anything.
Yeah, and actually Hanukkah starts on Christmas Day this year.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's fun.
It's not the same every year, right? Hanukkah is a little bit different.
I think it is.
Yeah. So I remember reading it's the 25th through the 2nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure. I'm not a big Hanukkah buff, but we have friends we could ask.
Yes. Oh shoot! But yeah, this last weekend, or last week actually, we have these this couple that we became friends with, and I actually met them on like some kind of expat group or something like that on Facebook. And I messaged him because I looked at his profile and it says he's originally from Bettendorf, Iowa.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was like, hey man, like, we live here too if you want to hang out sometime. And we don't have like a ton of couple friends,
right?
Like friends that are couples. And so we're like, oh, these would be great people to get to know. And they were gone for a little bit during the summer, and they just got back, and they have a little dog, Charlie.
Yeah.
I just turned 11.
He's so cute. Charlie's
super
the cutest.
cute. Yeah. So yeah, it's, Eric and Rachel are their names.
Yeah.
And so we decided to go do a little beach day, hang out. And so we did it. The weather here has been usually in December. It's not too bad. Like, it's fucking still 75, 80 degrees. Might be a little cooler at night, but it's still, Mexico weather during the week.
Yeah.
This last week, and maybe even the last 2 weeks, have been kind of either a little chilly or, and by chilly, I mean it's like 70, 65.
Everyone's going to hate us that's up, in the Midwest dealing with the snow and all of this cold. We're like, it's a little chilly here and rainy. It's ruining our beach time.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
but it is. It's very unusual.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, when did they, like at apartment complexes in the U.S., when did they start kind of closing up the pools? Is it like...
I thought it was like end of the summer, Labor Day.
Yeah, like Labor Day or something like that. You know, when you're trying to get one more pool day in, and it's like, it's really not warm enough to go, but it's not cold enough to not go.
Yeah.
That's kind of the weather we're experiencing right now. So I feel bad for the people that are coming in, you know, on vacation or celebrating the holidays or whatever, thinking they're getting this like, you know, warm getaway, which it is. I mean, today it was still like 81 or something.
It's warmer than where they're coming from, but I feel bad when it rains. Then it's like you could go do an excursion or something and just kind of deal with it. But when it rains, you can't do a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I feel bad, but you know, hey, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really good. Like the ocean water is still pretty good, but like the pools that are usually heated up by the sun all day are not as warm as they normally are because it's been cloudy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, we had a great time at the beach. We went and watched. We're sitting out there, and we go to this beach in Colosio, and it has windsurfers, kite surfers, skydivers.
Yeah.
I mean, just like any kind of water. What's the other one? Parasailing. And I'm trying to remember the difference between all of them. So obviously skydivers are just, they're jumping out of fucking planes.
Yeah.
And we saw 2 of them land right on the beach right by us.
Oh yeah, we thought they were gonna land on people. It was so windy that day, perfect for all of these sports, I guess, these wind sports. But out of nowhere, these 2 skydivers come, and we're just watching them go back and forth, and they look like they're gonna fall right on everybody's little beach umbrellas.
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, the skydivers, the parasailers are obviously the ones that are being pulled by the boat. They're like on a string. But then there's these 2 other ones. They're on like kind of a surfboard thing, and they have, it's like strapped around their chest, and there's like a long string, and you know, then there's the sail out there, and then there's the other ones that they're on like a surfboard, but they have the sail on, like they're holding it basically.
Like it's on the board. Or...
Yeah, it's almost, it's like yeah, well, it's not on the board, like you're physically holding it. I think that, I don't know if they're inflatable or what, but it's another sail. So I think one's kite and one's windsurfing, but they're I mean, wind surfing is kind of describes both of them. So.
Yeah, you could say I was windsurfing today, and you'd have like 20 ideas.
I guess I would assume kite surfing is the one that's on the string with the sail further away, because it's like a kite.
That makes sense. Yeah, looks like a kite surfing.
Yeah, so yeah, the windsurfing must be the one where you're hanging
surfing
on.
with the wind.
Yeah, but I want to try one of those, like the windsurfing, the kite surfing.
You would be really good at that. You're good at skiing and, you know, water surfing and all that kind of stuff. I'm not that coordinated.
No.
I feel like I'd break something.
You could do. I mean, what do you need? Fall in the water? That's the worst thing. Or you get drug.
Water or hard. Yeah. Then I'm dragging. My bikini's gone. You know,
titties everywhere. No, but I think the kite surfing I want to do, the one where it's like on the string and everything, because I've had this reoccurring dream like my whole life that I'm like doing something. I don't know if I'm surfing. It's all kind of like hazy, you know. But I remember like going off like a wave or a jump or something, and I go really high in the air, and I remember just looking down, and I'm like, you know, skydiving height or whatever, and I'm like, and I come back down. I've had this dream probably like 100 times.
Wow.
Like over the last 20 years or whatever. So I wonder if I'm meant to be a kite surfer in some other life.
Maybe you were in another life
True,
already,
maybe.
where you're going to be. This is the first I'm hearing this dream. I've never heard of this dream.
I've been, for 20 years, I've been trying to figure out if it's wind or kite, so I didn't want to bring it up.
You don't know. Well, that's fun. Yeah, maybe you should try it.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do it for your birthday.
But yeah, that would be fun. But they, like, it was so windy this weekend.
Yeah.
The kite surfers were doing that. They would go off a wave, and they were up like 30 feet in the air.
It looked so scary. They were getting some fucking air.
Yeah, they really were. And then after that, we had some beers with them. We went and got some pizza, papaya slice.
Oh, my favorite.
And
I had like 3 messages from my girlfriends that came down here for my birthday last year or this year. They were like, "Oh, I missed that pizza, the papaya slice pizza." I'm so jealous.
And this may be one I mean, it's happened before, but this is like one of the first. You're a little more drunky monkey than I was.
Oh, I was like, "What happened?" It's a very rare occurrence.
It is
and
rare.
I was enjoying the conversation, and yeah, every step of the way, we were having drinks that day. We had drinks at the beach. We had drinks at the bar. We had drinks at the pizza, and it snuck up on me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and yeah, I think you had some sangria and some wine, and I was drinking beers, and I was feeling pretty good. But then when we ate the pizza, it kind of like not sobered me up. It wasn't like I was hammered or anything, but I was like kind of a little tipsy. It kind of killed my buzz.
Yeah.
So when we came back to the house, you're all like, I'm laying on the bed, like getting ready to go to bed. And you're like, fucking wake up, bitch. Let's go. Let's fucking rage.
I remember I was like playing music and all this stuff. You're usually the one bouncing around. I'm like, go sit down. But we switched this time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. No, it was fun. It was okay.
My one drunk time to your 10.
Oh, yeah.
20.
And it wasn't like you did anything crazy or anything like that. It was just, I'd never been in the spot where, or rarely, where I was not as drunk, and then I could see you being drunk. I was like, oh, this is what it's like to look at me.
I think what it was the wine at the end of the night.
Right.
That really pushed me over the edge. I like wine. I'll have a glass or two here and there, but I really usually don't drink it. So on top of everything else we drank that day, and I usually don't drink a lot anymore.
Yeah.
But, oops. It was fine.
No, totally fine. What else did we? Oh, it was our friend Sydney's birthday.
Yes, happy birthday again, Sydney.
Yeah, that lives upstairs above us, and she's moving to Progresso.
So sad.
In like 2 weeks.
I know.
Yeah.
So happy for it, but so sad.
I know.
Losing a friend.
But she's a little older than us. I think she's in her 70s. Well,
Yep.
I guess 71 maybe.
I think she just turned 70 or 71.
Yeah. But we hang out, and we watch her dog, and she used to watch Tiger for us, and we go to the beach together and do different things. But she invited us to her birthday dinner.
Yes.
And we are probably the younger ones of her friends.
We were the youngest ones there. Which
it
was fine.
Oh, totally fine. No,
Yeah.
I mean, they were all super sweet ladies. It was just me and the Golden Girls. And
Yeah. You were the only guy there.
Yeah. Thank you for being a friend.
Yes. That's usually what happens.
Yeah. So we start talking to some of them, and like half of them, or not half of them, but at least one of them, and then her two daughters are all from Italy.
Yeah.
Or they were born in Italy, and then they moved to Vancouver, I think.
Yeah.
And then moved down to Mexico.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're super interesting to talk to. But one of the ladies told us a story, fucking horrible.
Horrible.
I mean, not like I was like, oh my God, why did you tell me this? I just was shocked at the story. So
I was saddened by it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, but I mean, like, I don't mean like at dinner I was like,
Right.
oh, why did you tell that? Because
Yeah.
we weren't eating or anything.
It was yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So she starts telling us about moving down from Vancouver, or maybe she had gone up there, because I think she got her dog here. Didn't she say it was a Mexican dog?
I think yeah.
Yeah, and it's a larger dog. It's not a tiger that you can put in a bag and throw under the seat.
No, it's going in cargo or
What did she say? Like a
in its
Ridgeback or something?
Yeah.
Was it Rhodesian Ridgeback?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's it's kind of like as far as I can remember, it's I don't know, almost like a German Shepherd, but a little thinner, and I think they're black typically.
Oh,
I may be
okay.
completely wrong, but
She said it was like 200 pounds.
Yeah, it's a-
200-pound dog.
yeah. But so big dog, so she obviously couldn't fly, with it in the cabin.
Mhm.
So she had to she couldn't do cargo for the airline that she was flying back from Canada. So she had to do like an actual cargo plane, like, you pay for a certain amount to have your animal transported, or your couch or something. I don't know what else they can transport.
Right. We see that in the expat groups quite often. If someone's moving here with a bunch of stuff, or a larger dog or something like that, they have cargo planes that you can rent a certain amount of space on, or put your stuff on with other people's stuff.
Yeah. So she said she, did that, and was flying back to Mexico, put her dog in, and I don't know if her flight was direct or what she had, but she said the dog went from Vancouver to Toronto, then Toronto to Mexico City, then Mexico City to Cancun. And she said, I dropped him off on Monday or Tuesday, and she didn't get him until Friday.
Yeah.
Like, this was like a 4-day thing, and I think she was supposed to have him sooner. So she's like freaking out, doesn't know where her dog is.
I would have had a heart attack.
Oh, I know. Can you imagine if we didn't know where Tiger was for like 3 days?
My
I would have lost
God.
my fucking mind.
Who's feeding him? Who's giving him water? Who's tucking him in at night?
Or letting them out.
Yeah.
And apparently none of that was happening, or some of it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because she said she got a call saying, he's in Cancun now, but we have to have a vet go see him first to make sure he's okay or something.
Red
which
flag
is,
number
which
2.
weird. Well, but I mean, I guess you might think that because like when you do bring in your dog through the airport, you have to go over to I can't. What was it? What's the organization called? I don't know. It's like the government organization that checks out the animals and stuff.
Dog immigration?
No. Dogration.
Dogration, yeah. I like that.
But she said she gets when they finally got him, he was like, she's like, he was almost dead.
Ugh.
He was covered in feces and bloody and just terrible conditions.
Ugh.
And I think she had like maybe her vet look at him, and they decided that they had stuffed him with drugs.
Yes.
So I'm starting asking her, and I'm like, not to be like, like not to pry, but like, how did you know? Did you see like slight like stitches and stuff? Because I know I've heard horror stories, old wives' tales kind of things of dogs getting like stuffed with drugs and then sewn back up, and then they have to unsew them and everything like that. So I was like, that. And she's like, no. And I was like, well, how did you know? And she said his behind was bloody. Yeah. So like they shoved drugs up this dog's butt, and that's probably why they had to have this vet come and check it out, was probably to remove all of the drugs.
Poor puppy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst story I've ever heard.
I know, isn't it so sad? But she's like, I'm just happy that I have my dog and he's still alive and he's okay. But she said she thought it happened in Mexico City.
Yeah.
I feel like it happened in Toronto.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not to say anything about Toronto, but I don't think the cartel is going to these lengths to get drugs from Mexico City to Cancun. Like they would just drive a fucking truck or do something else. I would think. I feel like that's a lot of effort to not a lot of drugs that you could stuff in one dog.
Yeah.
But internationally, I do know that is a thing. So I wonder if there was some kind of, and Toronto's a big city, you know, so they could have some kind of drug organization. I don't know what they would ship from Toronto to Mexico, but we also didn't know that Mexico to the U.S. people were bringing meth in. Yeah. Remember when we would go to whenever we go to customs, when we get back to the States, they always ask us if we have any meth. Yeah. It's like, don't people make that in their fucking backyards and trailer parks and stuff?
I know. We were like, no, definitely not.
Yeah, but she said and so we're like, well, what'd you do? What happened? And she goes, I was too afraid to say anything because obviously there's a certain type of organization that is doing this. And if they have her dog, or they had her dog at one point, so they had her name, her address, the paperwork and everything. So
all her information.
They could come after her. And I didn't even think about that, but that is a fear probably.
I know that would be so hard not to report that or just like spread it to everybody. But I think she made the right choice. I wouldn't have even thought about that to not tattle,
I wouldn't either,
I guess.
But Jesus, I was like,
well,
gosh. Nice to meet you.
I know, oh my gosh. But she said he's doing great. He's like 11 years old. He's so happy. He goes to the beach every day. Like he's living his best life, but he will never go on a plane again. He's a Mexico dog forever.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Hell no. Hell no.
Oh my gosh, that's so terrible.
Yeah. But so at this dinner, it's all of her friends, but then one of the friends brought like another friend. Like it was not the birthday girl's friend, but a friend of a friend.
They had like a friend in town.
Yeah.
So like, hey, can I bring my friend?
And she was from Canada too. And I overheard them talking at the end of the table. And she said, I just kind of, vaguely heard some of this story, but she goes, yeah, so I told the teachers, we're a Christian family and we don't celebrate that pride shit here. Like none of that pride shit.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, she was talking about yelling at one of her kids' teachers.
Oh God.
And I was like, and you could see the friend, the actual friend, look kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said this, because there were some gay and lesbian people at the at the table. Yep. So, I mean, I don't think anyone overheard it, but I was like, yeah, those are the things you might want to keep to yourself. I mean, you can feel any type of way or whatever, but you never know who's around you, and not the most polite thing to say.
I know, not especially you don't know everybody at the table. So what if you offended someone? But I feel bad for a lot of people that come from other countries, especially Canada and the States, and then come here, and everyone is so accepting here of different cultures and different lifestyles and all these different things, and they come here with that kind of, it's a different mentality back at home, but don't bring that here. No. Everyone's accepted here.
But to be fair, I would say here in Mexico is accepting, but I don't know if Mexico as a country is. Like it's
True.
it's still a very Catholic traditional values type of country. And so I mean obviously that we've made leaps and bounds here and in the United States, but yeah, it's yeah, you never know. So you probably don't talk about stuff like that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Or at least keep it to people that you know their feelings or whatever, because
Yeah.
that's no.
I think
bad.
we're pretty accepting. We have a female president here now. We have lots of,
Yeah, but there's still
lots of
that
pride
that
things.
machismo kind
True.
of like I said, old school mentality. I mean, the where we are, there's a lot of the women's rights parades and the female president and everything, but there's still like a lot of femicide here. So it's not everywhere. There's still a lot of traditional villages and stuff. So you
Agreed.
never know. But then the other thing, last thing at that dinner was I thought it was interesting that like just kind of things that older people complain about. Like this one lady was talking about how when she was younger and living in LA and she had to get her resumes printed out and her headshots, and she had to staple them together and mail them, and she was like doing all the legwork, and she's like, yeah, everybody has it so easy now, you can just apply online and do this and that. And it's just weird. What else they were talking about? The interview process. Like you can do interviews online, or just even printing out photos. How like, oh, you get them in your phone and then you forget you have that photo, but you got to have a printed version of it, so you remember it and you can physically hold it.
Oh yeah. The one lady said like, or you have to delete them off your phone to make space, so then I lose the photo. And we're just sitting there like, do you have Google Drive? Do you have this? Do you have that? We want to like help them. And I feel like everyone looked at us and we're like, well, we love the internet. We love being remote. And I've done both. I have filled out the paper applications, gone to the interviews, but I've also done it online. And it is much easier online, but we've had that, history of doing it the other way too. But we're just like, hey, we do everything online.
Well, and it wasn't even that. So, I mean, that was part of it. But the part I thought was funny was when she was talking about like doing the legwork and how hard it was to put together her like things to do auditions and everything, her little packets, and having to get them out and everything, and saying, oh, how everybody has it so easy now. And we should go back to how it was, with the interviews and all this. And it's just it's like a weird thing to think about, is like, they're like, I had it hard, so everybody else should have to do it the hard way too. And it's like, why is that a thing as you get older? I mean, I'll say the same thing. Like, oh, I remember when, downloading a song off of
LimeWire
LimeWire or Napster, it took 3 days or whatever.
Yep.
I don't wish that on anyone.
I don't wish that
Why
on
do
anyone.
old people want other people to be in misery like you, or like they had to be, because it's like, when cars came out, were people riding horses being like, these fucking pussies?
Yeah.
Like, why don't they learn how to ride a horse like we used to have to? It's like, no, it's like when things are easier, you want them to be easier for everybody. Like it's a good thing to make things more efficient and easier to do for people.
Exactly. And I still think, I mean, even though they might not know, there are still struggles with the easier way now. It's even though I'm applying online or having interviews online, it's still hard because you have to push yourself even more to be out there. This is me. I'm just another person on a resume or something, just a little picture. Whereas, I have to really sell myself to make sure that stands out instead of going in and seeing them. But yeah, don't you want things to be better for everybody and maybe a little bit easier instead of, harder like it used to be?
Yeah. Well, and like you were just saying, that was actually a thing at the radio station, where technology, even though it might be easier, it comes with a whole different set of problems. Because like Brandy and I, we had like a lot of work to do in the morning, doing audio, pulling clips from the news for certain audio for games, cutting it up, doing different things. And some of the older guys in the building would tell us like, oh, when I was starting off, I had to, take the tape and, splice it and, glue it back together so it would all run right. And, it was so much harder, and you guys have it so easy now. Well, yeah, that was probably manually difficult. But now with the technology of computers and the internet, the things that we could do now, they couldn't do at the time. So it came with a whole news. Yeah, it might be easier because we can pull audio from the internet from a news story, but we have to pull it, edit it, put in any beeps or anything, then load it into the computer, upload, like just doing something that they weren't able to do still has like 50 fucking steps, and so
you have your own set of struggles even with the newer processes or technology. And you wouldn't want, when we say, I hope this gets better, or I hope they fix this bug or whatever, I don't wish that on the next generation. Like, oh, I used to upload my, each individual photo to Instagram and now you can just do it automatically or something. I don't wish that on anybody. It's really weird.
Yeah. Like now that's so easy to edit videos and photos and stuff with different apps. And I've had to do it by hand with, with AI doing things like autofills and stuff. I've had to do it by hand since, I started using Photoshop like 15 years ago. I'm happy I went through that because I know how it works and, building computer programs and building an actual computer. I know how to do those things and I appreciate it, but I've never gone, man, I wish everybody else had it hard like I did. It's just such a weird, thought process, I guess. But
I think too, because I hear this from another friend of mine, that the kids these days have it so easy that they don't want to, actually, I don't know how to say it. They don't know how to actually work, or they don't want to work hard. But I think they don't understand that they still are working hard, just in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. Like physical labor doesn't equal hard work, like it's still, even just, editing videos and stuff like we do or whatever. It's still like, even though it looks, I'm just sitting there on my computer, it's still hard. Like I have to know how to, I have to get on Photoshop and edit this photo to have the splash screen. And then I have to get all the clips and copy them over and make them the right size. And then I have to edit the brightness and the saturation and do all these different things. It's like, I'm not just playing around on my fucking, computer, phone,
Yeah. It's still time consuming. There's still struggles.
Yeah, exactly. And same thing with like the internet, like people or say kids are lazy or they have it so much easier or whatever. It's like, they have the internet. They're not just bullied at school. They can be bullied at fucking home too.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm
like,
so glad we didn't grow up in that. We were just starting with MySpace and Facebook. I would have had a ton of bad pictures out there. I would have been grounded even more than I already was.
Yeah, right. Or if you have some like Polaroid that, you gave to your boyfriend or something like that.
Yep.
Now the whole fucking school sees that and that lives forever. And so now everybody has seen you naked in the entire school. Like, no wonder kids are having like mental health issues. Jesus, I can't imagine that. Like that would be the end of the world for us at, that time, if that got out or something. So, but anyway. But yeah, I don't think me having to do something hard is something that I want other people to experience also.
Yeah, especially like even when we find out a trick or something that you can do one of these things easier, people pass it along, make things easier for the next person. Yes, they still have to learn, but just help somebody out. Yeah,
exactly. So anyway, long story long.
Yeah,
it was a fun dinner.
It was a great dinner.
Happy birthday, Sydney.
Happy birthday.
Oh shoot. And then so also we went to Eshkaret Park this past weekend, or I guess week. Wait, was it the weekend? I don't even know.
I don't know. Sunday.
No, so it was Sunday. Yeah, it was on Sunday. It was like we're all running together. Yeah, our friend Shelly, her son was in town from Denver and his girlfriend, and so they wanted us to show them around the park. And
it was so fun.
And it was fun. And I appreciate them because they appreciated what we did.
Yeah.
Because people, they're obviously most people are appreciative of us showing them around and stuff. But they actually were sitting there eating a snack or something. They're like, thank you so much for coming with us. Like, we wouldn't have gotten through a third of what we've done today because we would have been lost in the fucking jungle, because there's all these trails and stuff through the jungle. But we covered about 90% of the park.
We did. I think we're like, they're okay with walking a lot and seeing the things. So we're like, we're going to do the most efficient route for you so you can see the majority of the park and then you'll be happy. We don't want people to waste their money because it's a little pricey. It's like $100 some bucks. You don't want to just go and waste your whole day. We're like, we know where to go, when to go, at what time.
Yeah, and like which direction, so you're not going over the same areas. And there's some areas you might not even get to.
Yeah.
But that's what I do, with Eshkaret or Shelha or Cozumel. Like I want people to get the most out of what they're doing. Like I hate to see somebody, like we were talking about at Eshkaret, there's so much to do there, and there's some families that go there and they just sit on the beach and their kids just play in the sand, which is, I'm sure, is fine for them.
Fine.
But you paid $120-$30 for your kid to play on the beach, which is free outside of the park,
which is right there.
Yeah. So yeah. But what else we saw? We saw actually on the beach that one little girl got buried up to her neck.
Another girl. I don't know.
I don't know what it is about Mexicans and liking to bury themselves as children, but
love it.
Yeah,
She was all the way up.
Yeah,
it
like
was just her little head.
Yeah, her little chin was just sitting on there.
She was buried enough to where I thought she had like a little short haircut, like a bob.
Yeah.
And then finally when she came out, she had this super long dark hair and she was probably as tall as me. I thought she was a little tiny nugget. Nope.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, super funny.
I know.
Oh man. And let's see what else happened. Oh, our friend's son's girlfriend that was with us. We took some pictures in this like garden area, and then we're going over to the riverboat ride, and we're almost there, and she goes, "Oh my God, I left my phone."
Oh, we're all like, no, worst thing ever.
And in the garden area, she left it on like the bench or whatever, I guess. And so we're all just sitting there and we're waiting. And I was like, should I go with? Because if she can't find her phone, she doesn't have a phone to tell us she can't find her phone.
Yeah, true.
So I go with her. She'd met a really nice couple, and they had let her, I guess, log into her like Apple.
Yeah, they had iPhones, and there's some way other
like
iPhones
Apple
can
Connect
find
or something
your
like that.
iPhone.
Yeah. Well, you can like log into your, like ours, you can do Find My Phone or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like Find My iPhone kind of thing. But she didn't have it turned on.
Oh,
So she could not
bummer.
find it. But
why wouldn't you always have that
yeah.
on?
And then she called the phone from her, from these people's phone, and somebody answered.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh yeah, it's at the Lost and Found." I mean, this was like 5 minutes. It was so fast.
Thank God.
Yeah. And while we were standing there, this worker came up and met us like right there. And so they must have said like, "Hey, where did whoever found it? Where did you find this phone?" And they sent a worker to go wait there because they knew that we were going to come back to that spot.
Yes.
Which I thought was super cool of the Xcaret Park to do that. Like so smart.
Super cool and organized. We had also called. So when we called her phone, I think the front desk or the lost and found guy had answered, and he's like, "We got it. We've talked to him. It's up front. They're coming." We're like, "Yay!"
Yeah, nice.
And then,
yeah, I wouldn't have even known where the Lost and Found was because we've never been there before.
No, I'm
so
glad.
It was back in the offices.
It's probably amazing in there. They probably find so much stuff.
Yeah, but the lady at the front desk. I mean, they were just great all around. Like she gave her the phone, but she said, "Hey, can you open it for me first? So basically, can you put in the code to show that it's yours?" So it's a thumbprint. So she did that. And then she's like, "Can you show me a photo in the phone, like of you?" And so she pulls one. Luckily, we'd just taken pictures from the garden. So she's like, "Here I am." And
was the thumbprint? I appreciate the double security, but was the thumbprint not enough? How did you?
You might have Frankenstein someone's thumb,
guess.
thumb. Just chopped it off and sewed it back on real quick.
Yeah, they're like, "Ma'am, why does your thumb look weird?"
Yeah,
Don't-
it's probably
don't
just a
bother.
procedure they have to do. Because even though we did those two things, they still took her name, her phone number, and her email address.
Wow.
I mean, I guess just in case there was some way she took someone else's phone, so they had some kind of proof of who she was. I guess, but
I
I
like
guess you
that.
could have lied about that. But
I like
don't
it.
know. Yeah, but great idea. Really smart idea. But this week at Xcaret, we saw some crazy animals.
It was like the perfect day for all the animals to come out.
Yeah, we saw the black jaguar, which is usually back in, kind of the jungly area a little bit, but he came out and man, so pretty.
So pretty, pacing around, and you pointed out, you could see the it's like spots, its pattern on its back.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Really cool. We saw a parrot that could speak Spanish.
Yes. He kept saying, "Hola, hola," and then he said hello, and I'm pretty sure he said, "Por favor." I think he was trying, I don't know what he was asking for. He's probably like, "More food."
And then we saw an orange iguana, but I believe the species is the green iguana, but it is an orange color.
Yeah.
But it was way up in the fucking trees doing a little headbanging.
I've seen the big ones, but I did not know they could climb that high in the trees. We were all in shock.
Yeah. And then the last thing we saw at the aquarium, we were looking at this like kind of a shallow aquarium area, and the fish, this little, what was it, a boxfish?
Boxfish.
Yeah, like
they have those little like angel wings.
Yeah. It's swimming around, and I'm like, this motherfucker's looking at me. Like it stuck its head out of the water, spit water at me. It would it would do like a little lap, and it would come back, and then go.
He was putting on a show for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it was spitting some water. He was like giving the old Haktua, spit on that thing.
He's a little hot two fish.
Yeah, a Haktua fish.
So funny.
Yeah, but
he was the cutest thing ever. I wanted to take him.
it was just like, it was literally putting on a show.
It was.
It was looking at us and then coming out and go. It's like, look at me.
So cute. He's like, look at my new trick.
Yeah. So, but it was just a really nice day. Good day for December in Mexico.
It was perfect. It didn't rain. The sun was out. It wasn't too hot, but it was warm enough to swim. It was a great day.
Yes.
Loved it.
Definitely. All right. Well, let's get to some Airbnb moments.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Yeah. So what's your first one?
So we had kind of a great guest, but a little bit difficult. They had rented, we have a vendor that we recommend that rents scooters, ATVs, and kind of like, not golf carts, but those like side-by-side ATV things. I don't know what they're called, like a souped-up golf cart.
Yeah.
So they have all those, and we work with them for a long time. And one of the guests got a couple scooters from us. It was like a couple girls. And they're like, oh, yeah, we want the scooters like the whole time that we're here. And they had a pretty lengthy stay, like a little over a week. And we're like, yeah, no problem. So at first they said we want to rent it for a few days, see how we like it, and then go from there. So they rent it. We get it to them. A couple of days later, we're like, hey, your first time frame, I guess, is up. Do you want to extend or do you want them to come pick it up? We don't hear from them. We're like, uh-oh. So we're like, okay, maybe they're on excursion or doing something at the beach. Follow up with them the next day. No answer. We're like, oh my gosh, these women just stole scooters from our vendor. We're just thinking the worst possible situation, or they're in trouble and somewhere with these scooters, or, a whole bunch of things are going through our heads. So we send somebody by. The scooters are there. We can tell the girls have been there. So we're like, okay, they're alive. That's good. Message them a few more times. And then they're just like, oh yeah, we want to keep them some more, a few days. Let's keep them until this day. Long story long, they did this like 3 more times. We were worried 3 more different times that they just should have said, we want to keep it the whole reservation, but they didn't. It was, I don't know.
Who does that?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, if you've ever rented a car or like anything before, if you don't turn it in like on time, you're getting charged like a late fee or, or they're going to keep your deposit or something. Wouldn't you think to just like shoot a message like, hey, can I still have this or whatever? Because like, what if somebody was supposed to rent that scooter the next day or something,
right? It was so bizarre. And they were just
like,
so
fucking weird.
Oh yeah, we'll just keep it. And we're like, okay. We were very particular about the third time. We're like, okay, this is the last day you're here. It has to be picked up by this time, the money. And that's the other thing too. So they only paid for a certain amount of days. They gave their deposit, which was good, but it still didn't cover all the other days that they're renting it out for. So we're like, hey, the vendor kind of needs to get caught up with your payments. You've had it for almost 2 weeks now and you only paid for a few days. So could have gone really bad, but thank God they were nice guests. And
not that nice. What fucking assholes.
I know.
Like that'd be like if you stayed at your Airbnb and just for 3 more days, I'm like, oh yeah, we just wanted it for the next day.
Just
like,
extend it. Why not? Oh
and even if you didn't think that you had to ask, like you didn't pay for that.
Right.
So wouldn't you think like, oh, I should at least message them and say, hey, we want to have it for another 2-3 days. Do we need to settle up now or can we bring in the money when we drop it off? But like fucking bizarre.
They were just having a blast. Didn't even care.
And it sucks that you guys are so professional because I would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like what planet do you live on where you think that's normal?
Oh yeah.
Just to keep it a rental and not say anything.
The vendor's like, should I come by and just take the scooters back? Or we're like, no, give us a little more time to see if they're, I don't know.
Yeah. Did they charge them anything like a late or
no.
I mean, other than the extra days? But...
Yeah, just the extra days, the basic thing. So they were really nice about it. Yeah, I know. Then we had another guy come, really not communicative at all, but
just kind of kept to himself.
Just kept to himself,
like a normal Airbnb.
Yes,
not using you guys. Like, hey, what kind of nail clippers should I buy at the gas station?
Right? Didn't ask us a bunch of questions. Just kind of did their own thing, which I don't know. It kind of worries us a lot because we have so many guests that ask us a bajillion questions, which is fine, but ones that we don't hear from, we're like, I know you're probably just enjoying your vacation, but are you alive? Are you okay?
Right.
Do you need anything? Are you at home all day? What are you doing? Again, we don't want people to waste their time or money while they're here. So we kind of push them towards certain things to help them out. So anyway, this guy stays. He's great. Says the place was amazing. Loved it. Checked out. The cleaning team goes in and everything is fine except for one chair. The arm of the chair looks like somebody took like a saw
I saw it.
Cut into half of it.
Yeah.
Like it had a very deep groove. It wasn't a scratch. It wasn't a mark. It wasn't, a cut from a knife. It had to have been like an actual saw through the chair, which I don't even know how to explain that. How does that happen?
Yeah. Well, and I saw like the chair armrest. They look like little hot dogs sticking out.
Yeah, it's like a nice sturdy wooden chair.
But the wood part, like I was saying, it looks like a hot dog or like the end of like a broom handle or something. It's round.
It's like a half
but
C shape.
yeah, it looked like it was like sawed into.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to use it as like a dildo or something. Like what's going on here?
I don't understand. Jeez Louise.
Got another splinter.
So we're like, creating this message to him and we have the photo to prove. So I message him on Airbnb and it's like, hey, Johnny, thanks for coming and staying with us. Our cleaning team found the chair like this, can you explain it? We always give people the benefit of the doubt. And most people say, wasn't us, it wasn't me. It's like the Shaggy song. Wasn't me. We're like, that's fine. So he came right back, like within 5 minutes of me messaging saying, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I will address this with my family members that were staying with me. We will definitely pay for it. Just get us a quote. Let us know what we need to do. So shocked because like I said, everyone usually says it wasn't me.
Really?
I didn't do it. It was like that.
It's fun. Well, maybe these are just the stories you've told me, but at least the ones that you've normally told me, they do take care of it right. Or they have been like, oh yeah, we'll take care of it or whatever. But it sounds like at least the responses that you've played to me or read to me before, it looks like they've gone, oh, well, I don't know if they'll notice it or not. So I'm just not going to say anything. And then when they say something, I'll act shocked.
Yes.
Because like, at least 3 or 4 times you told me these stories and they're like, oh my God, I had no idea. Yes, we'll take care of it right away. Like if it wasn't you, you would have been like, oh, no, I don't know that. Like, what do you mean? Like that, I didn't do that, but they don't get defensive. They're like, oh yes, we'll handle this immediately, which means, bitch, you already knew this happened.
Yes,
you just tried to get away with it. Like the vase people and,
I'm so shocked.
Yeah. The TV and stuff.
Actually, the TV people were awesome. We had somebody that broke, like the coffee pitcher, like the carafe that goes in a coffee machine, the coffee maker. These people were messaging us every day. We love the coffee you provided. Where can we buy it? All these different things. Oh, we're making coffee every morning and sitting on the patio. We love it. Cleaning team goes in after they check out. The carafe is in the sink and the whole bottom is just smashed. It's broken. So either they broke it and then just set it there thinking like no one will notice, or when they set it in there, they broke it. Those people were like, we will die on this hill. We did not break that. It was your cleaning team. And then one of the hosts is part of the cleaning team. So she was like, absolutely not. It was, I'm the one here. I got here like 10 minutes after you left. It's broken. They still didn't. We didn't even push it because they were just like, no, it wasn't us. You're rude for even thinking that we would break something and not say anything about it.
Yeah, they either really didn't do it or they did it and didn't realize it, or they're just lying.
Well, it seems like the last 5 days, the coffee pot was working great. And then the minute you leave, pot's broken.
Then it's broken.
Yeah.
I wonder if what happened was they made coffee before they left, put it in the sink, and the hot bottom of the glass container with the cold, maybe water in the sink or just the cold sink, cracked it. And they didn't know it. Like, so they literally didn't know that they did it, but they did it by accident.
I love how this needs to be like a murder mystery show. Like
Dexter.
How did this get broken at the Airbnb? Because we've had some questionable stains and different things, around. So I love figuring it out.
Let's play. Is it poop or chocolate?
Or feces, as my boss says. I'm like, it looks like makeup.
Little fecal matter.
So gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the week.
No.
Pretty uneventful.
Yeah.
Just a sod chair.
Just a sod. Yeah. Did you, I mean, I guess they acted like they didn't know it, so they didn't say why it was sod.
All he said, he didn't even go into detail. He was like, I will address this with my family members and we will take care of it. No problem. So you knew were they doing something fucked up with the chair outside? Or I just want to know, where did you get a saw? Was it one of the kitchen knives? Like maybe we should say, You don't have to pay for it. We just want to know what happened.
Sorry, my son's on the spectrum, and we got him a new Sawzall for Christmas, and he's just playing with it.
Just, building furniture.
Oh my gosh! All right,
ridiculous.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it for the week.
Yeah.
We got some big plans coming up. So yeah, what's today? The 20th.
We got lots of plans.
Yeah.
Coming
up. Tonight we have tonight I guess.
Tonight.
Yeah, 6. We have a Friendsmas, I guess.
Yeah,
it's like a thanks. What's a Friendsgiving? It's like that, but for Christmas.
Friendsmas.
Friendsmas.
And like a little white elephant party.
Yeah, yeah. So we have that tonight. Tomorrow we're going to Cozumel with our other group of friends. We're doing a Christmas dinner over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a pumpkin pie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, and tonight I made deviled eggs and little smokies.
Yeah.
Little smokies, which it's been hard to find. They don't have Heinz chili sauce here, so I had to improvise. And they don't have grape jelly.
Yeah, weird.
Grape jelly does not. Well, at least where we are at, they do not have grape. There is raspberry. Is there strawberry? Yeah, there's strawberry, blackberry, blueberry. They don't really have. I don't think there's apricot.
There's like apple, lots of more like fruity fruits.
Yeah,
not so
like
much
seeded
grape
fruits. Yeah.
You're a peanut butter and jelly guy. You like your grape jelly, right?
Oh yeah. Well, that's what you're supposed to put on it.
I like strawberry jelly.
Okay. Well, you're wrong.
I mean, not that I don't like grape jelly,
No,
but
I
I think my mom used to put strawberry jelly in it.
And I didn't realize there was anything other than grape because it's always been grape jelly and peanut butter sandwich.
You weirdos.
And anyone else is a terrorist.
Well, I guess my whole family's a bunch of terrorists.
All right. And you are from the Middle East. Or Europe, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greece. Let's see. And then Christmas Eve, we are on Tuesday. We are going back to Escaret because we get in for free.
Yeah.
They have this amazing buffet there.
Oh,
and, obviously it's all you can eat. So we're getting all the meats and the salad bar and everything.
I think we're making a good decision with that.
I do too.
We already cooked for Thanksgiving. We cooked
Yeah.
with some friends, and we're just someone else can feed me this year.
Exactly. And it's, it's like, what is it, like 40 some bucks or something? But that's what we would pay going to a restaurant, or if we cooked at home, we'd be paying the same amount. So I think it's worth it.
We get a discount with our season pass too.
Yeah.
So
Get 20%
I'm
off.
here for that discount.
And then Christmas Day, we're going over to our friends for a pool party.
Yeah.
So, the traditional Christmas things you do around the holidays.
Pool party, beach day, all the fun things.
Yeah, buffets. So
I'm excited.
I am too.
I'm already tired, but I'm excited.
Yes. So I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
A Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.